They parked the tanker truck and the flatbed truck in the huge, empty lot behind Ruby's and sat in the cabs while sleet hit the windshield and ran down in icy rivulets. After a few minutes, Miriam came over from the tanker truck and squeezed in next to David, who took her hands and rubbed them. All four of them crammed into the front seat now, practically on each other's laps. "I don't like that guy," she said.
"In what way?"
Jacob asked. "He was nervous as hell. Sweaty hands on the wheel, looking in the rearview mirror."
"We're all on edge,"
Jacob said.
"I wouldn't read too much into it."
"You should have seen him jump when I pulled out my Beretta to check the clip."
"I'm sure that helped his nerves,"
David said. "Needed him to see that I could take care of myself," she said. "And if he tried anything funny, he'd end up with a bullet in his head." Jacob gave Miriam a hard look. What had got into her tonight? Was she freaking out about the pregnancy again and trying to prove it wasn't turning her soft?
"Did you show him the way back out of here?"
he asked. "I did. Didn't make much of a difference. He seems to be afraid of us as much as the other guys."
"Who cares what he thinks?"
David said.
"We're here to do this deal on our terms, and if he thinks we're going to rob him, that's his problem, not ours." "They're here,"
Stephen Paul said. 3 trucks pulled into the parking lot. The first 2 were extended cab pickup trucks, and the third was a flatbed truck, not much different from their own. The vehicles lined up side by side with their lights crossed into a brightly lit space in front of them. Seconds later, a tanker truck edged in behind them, an older, filthier version of Moe's own truck, and sat idling a few dozen yards behind.
3 trucks and a tanker,"
David said.
"That's a whole lot of fuel to burn. Someone is cheating on his ration cards."
"That's what black market means," Miriam said. "Anyway, so are we." She hesitated. "Jacob, you're sure about this?"
"Do you think the brownouts are going to go away on their own? Neither do I. So, yes, we need those turbines."
He nodded at his brother.
"Assuming David knows how to hook them up and produce power." "I'm getting there," David said. "And I've got a stack of books and the electrical burns to prove it." "Let's get this over with," Stephen Paul grumbled. "Sooner we're done with these Gentiles, the better."
Jacob was studying the situation cautiously, but saw nothing from the other side to raise suspicion.
"All right,"
he said.
"Let's go. Don't make them nervous. Pull up slowly. Park next to their flatbed truck. Miriam, go back and keep Mo calm and compliant."
Miriam trotted back to Moe's tanker. Stephen Paul turned the key, and the engine kicked over with a growl. As he crept forward, the driver's side door opened on one of the pickups opposite them, and a man armed with a rifle stepped out and into the cone of light in front of his truck. He wore a baseball cap pulled over his eyes and a ski jacket zipped to his neck. Stephen Paul stopped the truck long enough for Jacob and David to pile out, and then inched forward as Jacob slammed the door behind him. The chill, damp air hit Jacob, and he buttoned his sheepskin jacket. If it wasn't winter already here at 7,500 feet on the canyon rim, it would be soon. He and David shielded their eyes as they stepped into the sleet and the bright headlights of the trucks.
"It's me, Jacob Christianson,"
he said as he approached the man with the rifle. He felt the weight of his pistol in the holster in his jacket, and saw David behind his right shoulder, carrying his deer rifle.
"Your tanker is full?"
the man asked.
"Not quite, but almost,"
Jacob said.
"What do you mean, almost?"
he said, voice tightening. The man stepped out of the blinding headlights and showed his face for the first time. Jacob wasn't sure what he'd expected. Maybe a younger, equally tattooed version of Mo Strafford, or some Latin American drug lord type, like a Hollywood criminal. Instead, he had the lean, wiry body of a younger man, even as his face showed years of sun and wind exposure. A ski jacket, a shaggy haircut, and a stubbled chin. He looked like the kind of guy who spent his winters on the slopes and his summers biking the slick rock trails of Moab and tossing back bottles of the local microbrew, even while other guys his age had long since settled down with a wife, kids, and an office job. He was Hispanic, but light-skinned, almost Mediterranean.